hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Yes, I can.
I just had to find where the mute button was.
Okay. Well, that is great. I'm going to hit close on the chat, and I did turn record on. So we have at the very most 40 minutes. This is the free version, first time ever. So here we go. I thought I'd share some exciting things first, if I can do that. For example, this is a test that says, how long does it take to receive the first page in a website, right? Let's take a look at that for just a second. I mean, this is exciting. Let's take Amazon.com. Right, here we go. So far, about 4 seconds to get Amazon.com.
Joe, help me study.
Okay.
Spanish.
All right, but let's take a look at another one, if I can do that.
Okay, I'm going to go into another room because my family's here with me.
Oh, okay.
And they're laughing at me.
Oh, there's no laughing.
They're laughing with me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's try that one. Hopefully it will run again for me here shortly. What we'll run this time is Baker. It'll take just a minute to come up here. Full page test. All right. Amazon took about, what, 4 seconds?
Yes.
Let's see how good Baker runs. A little bit longer here. Almost 6 seconds. And you notice the little top thing?
I did.
Yes, it says your website is slower than 71% of all tested websites. Ooh.
That can't be good.
No, but it works okay. Now I'm going to close that and then go on. Here's another one. How fast does your internet work, right? One of the discussions this week, I'm not sure whether it was Chad or not, mentioned that good streaming video had to run at about 5 megabits a second. Are you ready? This is the internet here. So you want to find out whether or not we can watch streaming video. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Wow. Oh my. 1.19. Almost 1.2 megabits a second. That's not going to do for streaming video, is it?
No.
All right. So let's take that one off. I thought these were just kind of fun things to look at. Now, you know what a trace route is? Do you?
Not off the top of my head.
All right. Well, here's the top. Here you go. Everybody goes internet, right? And they think I go from here straight to Amazon. Not really. You go from here to one server, to another server, to another server, to another server, and sort of bounce all over until you get to wherever you wanted to go. So we're going to take a look at something here, and let's try Amazon again and see how many servers there are between where I'm sitting and Amazon. So here we go, just for fun.
Okay.
Running, running, running. All right, look, here's 1, 2. You remember it took about 40 seconds to bring that whole everything up there? So here we go. All of these greens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different servers before we really got close to Amazon. So there's no direct connection between here and Amazon, huh?
Right.
Now, there you go. Look at this. This is neat. Remember, we've talked about looking at high definition video and car images last week. This is sitting inside this Porsche. There's the roof. That's the roof of the building.
That's pretty awesome.
Select the viewpoint. We're going to go to the back seat, hopefully. It might be a little bit slow. There we go. Now we're in the back seat looking forward. Go to the other back seat, the one behind the driver's seat, hopefully. Take just a minute. And there you go. Look out the back window. Isn't that just wonderful stuff?
Yes.
Imagine if you wanted to sell someone this car, you would have the opportunity of saying, well, take a look inside the car. What does it look like? How does it feel? You're doing everything except sit right behind the driver's wheel. There you go.
Right.
Now you're sitting in the car. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we get to some dull stuff here. Project management. And then we'll move on to something that's a little more exciting. I'm going to move some of this over that way. This goes right along with each one of the evaluation papers that we're working on, right? The first thing we do in any type process is we're going to decide that we want to have it. And so we start. This is the same way that I ran IT projects, except they do a lot more dots than I did. So we'll start with this initiation process. That means, yes, we've had a meeting and we've decided, yes, we really want to do this. And then you go, well, wait a minute. What do we really want to do? So here you go. Collect the requirements, and scope means how much do you want to do with what you're going to get, right? How far are you going to proceed it? And so we're going to decide what we want to do. We'll design the tracking documents, draw a plan up, plan for our budget, plan who's going to hear about what, when we're going to have which meetings, what we're going to do if things do not work, all of the plans for testing, training, etc. And now we're ready to start building something. So then we start, notice, where's all of the work here? It gets smaller as it moves along. You know why? Here's the deal. An IT project change, if something changes, once things have begun, it costs anywhere from 100 to 1,000 times more to fix that problem than it does back here in the planning stage. I could not believe that when I first heard it, but it's incredible. That's why planning is so essential.
Right.
Okay, so planning is essential. And then when we execute, we start picking the people we want, initiate quality assurance, and start communicating. So we just start doing it. And then monitoring, we monitor and control as we're working. And then when we're through, we finish the project out. So a project has what? A project has a start and an end. That's the big deal on projects. Okay, so that was project management. Ta-da, how exciting. We just had someone drop in for just a second. Okay, so what I have here, and we still have about 20 minutes before the world goes away. So did you have any questions? Thank you very much for coming. But did you have any questions on course content or something like that? Because I have some really neat material to go over here. I'm going to close
I-
this screen.
I don't have any that I could articulate right now off the top of my head. I do have some questions occasionally, but I work near some technology people who have helped me with a couple of different things that I wasn't sure about. So I'm very lucky in that.
Well, you know, you're feel free, yeah, because I worked in technology for almost 30 years,
Right.
and I'm still doing it.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I have never had a professor do this before.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm recording this, so we do not want to make it too long because we want other people that have not seen it to hear about it to go ahead and go into the class and take a look at it. I did have some more content here. Let's see. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share this. Can you still see the screen here?
I can.
All right. Well, here's some issues. Managing trust. This is the source. This is sort of what they said. And here's the bottom line on this. In order to maintain an e-commerce, and some of the things that we're talking about in this week's discussions address this. They address trust. Matter of fact, I think one student said his parents bought something and they someone stole their identity and that kind of thing. And so he's really, really very careful about what he buys online. And that is because of this issue of trust. You have to have a positive relationship. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. You have to have that positive relationship, and that does not necessarily mean, well, let's rephrase that. It depends on the culture. The culture. An American culture will have one type of a positive relationship, and in other cultures, I mean, not even allowed to look people in the eye, that kind of thing, right?
Sure.
So you maintain the relationship for the appropriate culture. That means that if someone designs a website, they need to design that website to fit the culture for the market. Think about that. You can't just make a website and go, okay, the whole world gets the same website. We'll just change the language. Not going to work. All right, so there you go. Experience and cue-based trust. And then here's another one. Customers are not only influenced by how much they trust the company, but the context. For example, would you rather buy something on where everybody could know what you were buying, or would you rather buy something that you trusted that particular medium? Would you rather buy it over wireless or over a good secure communications thing? That's that broader context. All right?
Right.
And that trust affects whether a customer will even go look at a document, even to go look at that document. All right, so now here, this is the last issue here, and this is pretty important. Every now and then, it is inevitable the purchase fails. For example, I needed a charger for one of my radios. I looked online, and I said, okay, I think the radio was broken, but it could be the charger, particularly since when I took the charger apart, there were charred remains on the inside. And I said, that's pretty positive failure right there. So I tried, and I went online, and I ordered this little charging thing. Well, when it showed up, the radio would not fit. And I went, bad idea. So am I going to deal with those people again? Maybe. It was a bad experience, but whose fault was it? Was it theirs? They said this model, whatever, and I looked at mine and I went, oh, okay. So whose fault was the trust? But who gets the blame, right? Me? Well, I would take it, and I do. But a lot of consumers go, it's your fault because you sold me the wrong thing. They didn't.
Right.
Okay, so here you go. Here is the other thing, and this is the big one. A customer that has a previous good experience is more likely to buy even after they have a bad one. And you know that that's happened before, and I have done that as well. For example, I ordered a linear amplifier, and I had been ordering from this one company for years. And they were always quick, inexpensive, always gave me really good pricing, and shipping is free, la da da. And so I just keep buying from them, right? And I bought this one thing, and when I tried to put the fuses would not even fit inside. And when I tried to turn it on, it would not turn on. And I went, well, this is a bad deal. And it took almost 6 weeks to receive a replacement, but I've since ordered 4 more things from them because they're a good company. And so that also goes along with customer trust and loyalty even after a service failure. So as you're working in MIS, this tells you something. It tells you have to build what with your customers?
Trust.
You have to build trust. It also tells you that you have to give them good service. Okay?
Yes.
And MIS is responsible. Responsible. This part up here, this is what I wrote. MIS builds that trust. How? It assesses performance and it monitors customer satisfaction. It does that extra reach. That's what MIS can help deliver. Okay? So
yes.
It was really quick, and we do this just about every week, starting in either week 2 or 3, and I started late this time, but there we go. So any questions, comments, or anything else? And we'll have something interesting next week as well.
No, sir. It's going to be every week, Tuesday at 8.
Yes, ma'am. If that is okay now, if everybody wants it on a different day, Fridays and Saturdays are pretty much tied up. I have assignments out of town.
Tuesdays are fine with me now. If you had started a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't have been able to do it. My young daughter is in driver's training. But,
okay.
Yes. Yikes and yay. But now I'm free on Tuesdays at 8, so I can check in every week.
All right. So we'll go ahead and keep this. And if I can figure out how to turn everything off, I'll turn it off and put the recording up into the announcements. Okay?
I have a feeling you're going to be able to figure this out.
All right. I hope so. Thank you very much for coming, Diane. And let everybody else know what a great experience this was so we can go ahead and have 25 people here next time.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think I can turn this thing off. Bye-bye.
Bye.